Good evening and welcome into regional action here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We get ready for the night of semifinals. It is the West Central Heat taking on the Harpe-Dallas City Eagles first, and then it'll be the South Fulton Rebels and the West Prairie Cyclones here tonight from West Prairie High School here in Sciota. Glad you're alongside all this. Tell all your friends. Say, hey, come on out here, and we've got the game on for you as we bring you IESA's Class 7-2A action here tonight. Just about ready to get started this evening from Sciota. And, of course, we'll make things official in just a moment with our national anthem. As soon as Mr. Finch stops playing the music, I know I should. He'll probably shoot me for saying that, but we get ready to that. The Harpe-Dallas City Eagles got kind of a pass. Nauvoo Calusa had to forfeit as the Harpe-Dallas City came through. West Central Heat, the number 1 seed. We're going to step aside in just a moment and get Braden DeCounter, our public address announcer.
The Harpe-Dallas City Eagles and the West Central Heat. At this time, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
Go here, joined by, it's a family affair tonight, right, Bud?
Yes.
Speak up again there, Bud.
Yes.
Your microphone.
Oh, it'd be great if people could hear me.
Yeah, we'll reserve judgment on whether it's great if people hear you or not. We'll wait on that one. It'll be Kelly jumping it up as he'll jump it up against Heath. And we are underway. The Heat will have possession of it as we get this semifinal underway here. Zone put on by Harpe-Dallas City. They'll bounce in the corner, looking at Kelly in the post. Nearly got it to him, tapped away, picked up and put in and good by Colton Spence. And the Heat take a 2-0 lead here over the Eagles. As back they'll come, dribbling with it is Shaley. Shaley down to the near side corner, gets a screen, goes in the lane, off the bottom of the backboard. One for Mr. Castleberry, and the Heat will recover it. Shaley out of there with it, quickly up to Stanley. Stanley loops it over and just a little bit high. And, well, maybe got a little in a bit too much of a hurry trying to get things set up.
Definitely. The pass was a little too high. If they got it a little bit under control there, definitely could have gotten some points, but this game's still early.
Stanley with it as Rutherford pressures in the backcourt. Shot the deep three. Couldn't get it. Kick out in the corner for the Heat. Works it over to Weber. Weber dribbles himself out of trouble. Comes out to Stanley. Stanley in the lane to Kelly. Shoots it on the way. No good. Bangs it hard off the backboard. And the rebound snapped up there by Briar Huss of the Harpe-Dallas City. Rutherford will walk it on the way here. Cross court to the Huss. Huss going to put up the long three, no good. And Kelly snaps up the rebound. And they'll just walk it up here. Trying to get Kelly set up in the post. Nice move by Stanley. Puts it up, can't get it to go. Rebound tip. Kelly had it for a moment, saves it back in. Stanley with it, and the Heat will reset. 2-0 lead here, 4:18. Quarter going by here in the first. As out of there with it. Works Rutherford. Rutherford getting a pick from Huss. Wheels to the near side. Bounces to the lane. Goes up on Kelly. Loops it up and in. 2-2 tie here early on. 3:55. Clock rolls. Quarter number one. Back will come Stanley. Loops it over in the corner for Weber. Weber in for Kelly. He'll put it off glass and get it to go. The kiss. Puts it in for two. And we've got a timeout called by Coach Emschler. We'll step aside as well. I want to thank our very fine sponsors like JoJo's Gaming Parlor, offering the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events on the big screens. Stop by JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer our area teams on to victory. A hat brand built on two staples, comfort and style, specializing in snapback trucker style caps. Check out the selection or consider customs to build your business at barkleybillsco.com. Don't let the hat rack fool you. There's always room for one more. barkleybillsco.com. Wishing good luck to all area athletes this season. 4-2, the Heat take the lead there. And I'm sure they're talking about, they're probably talking about keeping Kelly out of the post.
Definitely. His post moves seem to, at least from what we're seeing right now, to always bounce off the glass, and he always gets right in there and past whoever's defending him.
And tapping that one out of bounds, Kelly knocked it away out of the hands of Drayden Leisenring. Inbounds to Huss. Huss quickly over to Rutherford. He'll pop the three. No good, hard off the back through, and Kelly high in the air for it. Nearly had it taken away. Now looking, and Rutherford's keeping an eye on Stanley. Will pressure him in the backcourt as Stanley wheels his way up. Out to Spence. Spence, couple of dribbles. Now has his nearly at his pocket pick, gets it back. Back to Stanley, couple of dribbles, loops it over into the corner, over for Weber. Weber out, and they'll load into Kelly. Kelly turns, quick to Spence, out to Stanley. In the lane, the floater goes. Friendly rim. No, it is not their home rim, but it's still a friendly rim. And the Heat take a 6-2 lead here. 2:45, clock rolling, first quarter. Rutherford quickly up for Heath. Steal by the Heat. And Stanley other way, out to Spence. Spence will give a look, gonna dribble, kick into Kelly. Kelly the fake, kick out. Out to Stanley. Stanley, a couple dribbles off the backboard. Too hard. Rebound tipped around. We've got a rebound foul. And that's going to be the first on Kelly. First on the team. It'll be Harpe-Dallas City basketball here. 6-2 lead now for the Eagles. As they wind it along. Rutherford. Going to get a screen from Heath. Comes down to the near side. Gets another screen. Loops that one in the lane. I'm not sure who that was for. Stanley says, I'll take it. And now with Spence. Spence going to challenge Huss, but lost the handle on it and out of bounds. If that ain't junior high basketball, I tell you folks, nothing more typical of that, just getting themselves just a little bit out of control. Back will come Rutherford here for Harpe-Dallas City as he heads back the other way. Heath and Huss setting screens out top. Rutherford pops the long three. That one no good. And Kelly snaps up the rebound. Nearly had it stolen there, and now on the way with it, Stanley. Stanley looking up, crosses over. Bounces to Spence, right in the lane. Shot no good. Rebound tipped. Stanley back up. No good. Huss snaps it up for the Eagles. Back they come the other way. Rutherford down. Comes to the near side, trying to get to the screen again. They cut him off on the baseline. Kick out to Heath. 3 up. That one kind of hit the front of the rim, out of bounds, back over to the Heath. M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store, is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. For high-quality home furnishings, stop and see the fine folks at M&B Furniture at 41 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook or Instagram. Right there in Bushnell. Long-time business. Stanley works down in the corner. Back up to Colton Spence. Now in the lane to Kelly, out to Stanley. Fakes and did the Texas two-step. Referee Alan Thompson was not impressed with his dance moves. 6-2, still the Heat with the lead. We tick under a minute left to go in the first quarter of play. Rutherford, good pick from Huss. Thought about the three, chased out of there by Spence and kicks it back out to Huss. Huss over to Heath. Heath back to Huss. Huss down to Rutherford. He'll pop the near side three way over the mark. And the rebound tapped out of bounds, was tapped out of the hands of Leisenring. And it'll stay with Harpe-Dallas City. I know I'll get cussed somewhere if I don't say it. Sam Deverall will come in. As Heath will bring it inbounds into Rutherford. And stolen away by Stanley. Stanley with a head of steam trying to beat Huss to the basket. Lays it up, lays it in. Makes it an 8-2 advantage. With 30 seconds left, we'll see if Coach Emschler will just slowly work it down here. As Rutherford dribbling down to the baseline, trying to get a screen from Miller. Pass looped in, and it's stolen out of there. As Deverall will dribble it up, lose it. It's a handle back, try to get it to Kelly. Miller the steal. And up to Heath, 10 seconds to work it now. Huss will come up. With 4 seconds left, Heat gonna get a screen in. Stanley gonna give the bump, block, and/or foul. And honestly, folks, that's one. If he'd have flopped over, he might have got that one. Heath triggers, 2.4 seconds left. Looks for Huss, and swat at the end of the quarter by Stanley. And at the end of one quarter play, it is 8-2 in favor of the Heat. We'll head to quarter number 2 in just a moment. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
Back to game action, second quarter just about underway here from Sciota as West Prairie High School. And again, tell all your friends, if you're watching us back there, tell all your friends as we start the second quarter. We will be here for semifinal number 2 and the championship. Rutherford wheels it out. It is Rutherford, Huss, Miller, and 3 by Rutherford. The rather deep 3. Cuts it to 8-5, cuts the lead in half here. And we'll get starting laps here in just a moment for the second quarter. Kelly had the rebound, Miller down with it. He is joined by Rutherford, Huss, Heath, Miller, and also Leisenring for the Harpe-Dallas City. It is Stanley, Deverall, Kelly, and Kelly in the lane with the swat. Pulling that down is Shaley, and joined by Spence. Stanley got a push. Runs it through there, shot in the lane. Deverall puts it up, puts it in and good. So a delay of game warning whistled on the Heat. That's one of those. The officials do not want you touching the basketball after it goes through the hoop. Rutherford just going to walk it up here. We go under 5 minutes left to go in the first half. As Rutherford gives it, works, throws it over to Huss. Huss thought the three. Swings it back to Rutherford. Rutherford shake and bakes it, get a pick from Miller, and fires it out to Heath over to Huss. Huss down to the corner, Rutherford. He'll put it on the way. Three is no good, but Heath there for the board. Back out to Huss, down to Rutherford. He'll pop another one, and no good. Rebound tipped by Miller, but into the hands of Spence for West Central. Stanley quickly up the floor. That one through Deverall's hands. Will, you see the Heat really want to push the action, and La Harpe trying to slow things down, La Harpe-Dallas City. So real contrast to styles out here tonight.
Definitely.
Rutherford out to Heath. Back to Rutherford. He'll pop another one. That one no good. And Miller had the rebound. Kelly says, thanks for the gumball, Mickey. Back out of there, Deverall. Deverall not sure where he was going with that. And Rutherford will come back the other way. 4 minutes left to go here in this first half. 10-5 lead for the Heat. Rutherford meandering around out to Heath. He looked at the long three. Down to Huss. Couple of dribbles. Now looking for Rutherford in the far baseline. He saves it. Wheels his way out of there. Wheels back to the corner, back up to Huss, over to Heath. Looked at Miller a second. Now get to him. Miller going to turn the, kind of the turnaround J, no good. Almost a baby hook. And it comes off in the hands of Stanley. Stanley working the far side, bounces over, works it out for Shaley. Into Kelly. Kelly to Spence. He'll spot up 17-footer, no good. And the rebound snapped up by Deverall. To Stanley. And then the rebound coming down to Leisenring. We got a timeout called by La Harpe. We'll thank some of our very fine sponsors. And folks, I always say this time of year, if you enjoy what we do, please, please, please thank our very fine sponsors of all sports here on TSSR Game Time Live. Macomb's original local sports bar is the Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time Live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. Will, one of the things West Central is doing very well is, really controlling the rebounding. And I know what your coach would say about the rebounding. You got to give West Central credit for that.
Definitely. Although it seems La Harpe's going more for the threes, trying to, especially with Rutherford, trying to bring themselves back into the game. And they got one off, but it doesn't seem to be working for them at the moment.
And my son Will with me tonight, so you'll see him in the 8th grade regional. Inbound to Leisenring, out to Rutherford. Deverall doing a good job right up on top. Getting right with him. Rutherford working to the corner. They're trying to trap him there. Out to Huss. Huss works it around, gets picked from Miller. Pops to the corner, and then his pass stolen away by Stanley. In the lane he goes, fakes Heath out, puts it up and in, missed it. And the rebound pulled down underneath by Easton. Shot on the way, no good. Rutherford out of there with it. Back to Deverall. He'll shoot, and now Heath with the rebound. They'll work it back out of there. Rutherford pulls it up. Huss with the spiking line three, no good. 2:15, clock continues to roll here. Rutherford pressure in the backcourt with basically playing 5 guys. That's got to take a lot of wind. Heath near steal. Into Kelly. Kelly spinning, shoot shot. It won't go, but the rebound, Deverall. He'll be fouled. And that'll be whistled on Leisenring. He'll look to shoot here as bringing it inbounds is Easton. Easton into Kelly. He'll spot the 17-footer. Missed it by just a little bit. And out of there with it comes Huss. Already down to 150. There's been a pretty quick contest so far. Huss nearly had it picked away. Heath out with it to Rotifer. Open for the three. It is no good. Miller tried to save it back in, but stepped on the sideline. Into Stanley. Stanley walks it on the way here, and actually on the run in the lane. Shot on the way. No good off glass. Rebound tipped, and Heath gathers it in the corner. Throws to Huss. Huss quickly to Rotifer. Rotifer pushing it up here, driving in the lane, bounces out over to Huss. Huss, another long three, no good. Miller the rebound, he'll put it up, won't go. Leisenring had it for a moment and then throws it back in. Deverall will take it away. Deverall bouncing, nice pass to Stanley, puts it up and puts it in. The Heat expanded out to a 12-5 lead here, under a minute we go. In the first half, like I said, it has been a lightning quick first half of play. Rotifer to Heath, he'll put up the, the set shot three and makes it 12-8. They'll come to work here, try to bounce it into Kelly. Kelly over for Deverall, he'll shoot, miss it. Rebound tipped out of bounds, it'll stay, it'll go to Harpe-Dallas City. So back they'll come. I'm not exactly sure what they were looking for there, but anyway, 12-8. 4-point lead for the Heat here, under 30 seconds. Rotifer working. Could get within one with the three ball. They work down, whip it over. It is Huss. Huss with the dribble, down to the baseline, going all the way in. He'll put it up, miss it. Rebound pulled down by Deverall. Deverall with 14 seconds trying to outrun Heath. Stopped his dribble, down to Stanley, and traveled first. So now Harpe-Dallas City with 9.6 seconds. Rotifer looking. Gonna fake out Stanley, coming down to the corner. Wheeling in there, out to Huss. Huss will try the closer one this time. And it will not go at the end of the first half of play. 12-8. 4-point lead for the Heat as we head to the third quarter. You are watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And we are back here getting ready for the second half of play. We're going to stop off, thanks some of our very fine sponsors. 12-8, the lead for the West Central Heat. Here in this one, you've got a number 1 seed playing the number 4 seed, and the number 4 seed's just hanging right into this game. Located in the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974, Ryden Farm Supply can meet all your needs for LP, seed, fertilizer, and farm chemicals. Their LP service is unmatched in this area. Customer service is one of their specialties. Give them a call today, 309-772-3121. Don't forget the 8th grade regionals will start here on this coming Saturday. We'll be here for those as well, for those of you tuning in at home. You can go into our chat. I always love nice comments. Always love constructive criticism, how we'll call it, as we bring you this one. And just about ready to get the second half underway. Will, for Harpe-Dallas City, what have they got to do here in the second half?
Well, hit their shots, definitely. That would help. You see Rutherford taking many threes and a few others sharing in the splendor or glory, but most of them didn't come in. Although I think one of Rutherford's went in, luckily, but most of it is probably a little bit back on defense, because you see earlier 44 dominating in the post moves and with the movement.
And for the Heat, what do they got to keep doing to win this one?
Just keep up what they're already doing, because we've been able to see that their ball movement is working well, and their post moves with 44 in the bottom has been working really well. So pretty much just to continue what they're already doing.
And that's Huss putting the bomb home, and that's 12-11 down to a 1-point lead. And Stanley throws it through the hands of Spence out of bounds.
Seems my advice has already been taken.
No better advice from a coach than hit the shot. So on the floor for Harpe-Dallas City is Rotifer, Heath, Huss, joined by Miller and Leisenring. Huss with it out on the near side. Couple of dribbles, drives in the lane, and scooted those pivot feet. Turned it over. For the Heat, it is Spence, Stanley. Also joined out there by Shaley, Kelly. And on the outside is Weber. Stanley with it, nearly had it picked away, got it back, gives to Kelly. Kelly in the lane, traveled. And that will turn it over. Rotifer walking up, 1-point lead here for the Heat. 1-point deficit for Harpe-Dallas City. Depends on which side of the gym you sit on. Rotifer, deep three, no good. And Leisenring taps it to himself quickly. Well, tried to get it out to Huss. Great defensive play there by Stanley. Into Huss. Huss down in the corner. Rotifer, quick pop. And that one a little bit off, and we've got a rebound foul. Miller with the bump into Owen Weber, who did a nice job of blocking out there. So the Heat will try to get their first basket of the second half. Harpe-Dallas City on the board with a 3. Over to Spence down in the corner. They try to work it. Miller steals it away. And back will come the Eagles. Rotifer gave a quick pop, a look at a pop, got a pick from Miller. Out top to Heath. Over and right into the hands of Huss. Huss dribbling on the way, goes to put up, and Heath's going to get the foul. Yes! And it counts! Spence up and in with the basket. And a big momentum builder there for the Heat. Spence put himself up at the free throw line. Free throw on the way, no good. Rebound, Weber got to pull it out of there. And out to Stanley. Stanley gives a look, comes down the lane. Nice fake, puts it up and in. And so the Heat jump it up to a 5-point lead, a 4-point trip there. Back will come Harpe-Dallas City. Rotifer down to the near side, and they're really jumping all the way out at him, gets a pick from Huss. Got a reach-in foul. Will, you see how they've decided to defend it here? They're putting more and more guys out on that three-point line.
Yep. However many guys they put out there, it doesn't matter what happens if they reach or get into him. They're still going to pull it out and go for another three if they can, which
three on the way.
Seems they
you are prophetic, my son. As the three makes it 16-14, still a 2-point lead. Quick up and shot, no good. That one on the way by Shaley, no good. Huss with the rebound. Off to Heath, and he'll dribble it up the court. Slows it up, out to Huss. Huss quickly to Rotifer. Rotifer, long three, no good. And the rebound, Miller scoops it up to Heath, to Huss. Huss dribbles in, bounces to Miller, puts up shot, no good. Kelly had the rebound for a moment. And now Weber out of there. Weber, they brought it up. Couldn't hang on to it. Heath dribbles up, fakes the three to Huss. Kind of stepped into that one. Leisenring throws it in, and Stanley able to pick it up. Sees Kelly ahead, lobs it up to him, scoops it in, spins on Rotifer. Out to Spence to Stanley. Stanley toes the three, no good. Miller down with it. And he'll throw it to Rotifer. Rotifer back the other way. 2:40 clock rolling here in this third quarter of play as Rotifer, and we've got a timeout called by Harpe-Dallas City. Rotifer pawned that home. Too bad it was after the whistle. Of course, that's the way coaches, you do that, and then they do that. Having slow and reliable internet just doesn't cut it in today's world. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video camera, and phone systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. It is expanding quickly. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. You can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All of this for $42 per year or $38 per year if you're age 65 or older. You can buy copies available at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville as well. Just some of the fine sponsors of our broadcast here, along with Good Hope Gardens. They're located at 445 East Main Street, Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School. Open April through October for all your fresh produce needs. Follow their Facebook page. They're getting ready for the 2023 season now. And Grover and Mary Jo always in the gym here on these nights. I see them sitting over there. They invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. Heath brings it into Rotifer. And to Heath. Heath puts up a three, a little bit wide of the mark. And back it'll go to West Central. So the number one seed in a dogfight here tonight. 16-14, Heat lead. They lob it just a little tall in the corner for Deverall. And now they're going to have Stanley up in pressure. Shaley coming as well, Spence. And Deverall in half court. Rotifer trying to avoid everybody, slides through, dribbles it off his foot. Tapped by Spence, stolen by Stanley, back to Spence. Biscuit in the basket, it's good. It makes it 18-14, back to a 4-point lead. 2 minutes left in the third. They lob it up to Huss. Huss nearly lost handle, bounces into Miller. Miller has it swatted away. It'll stay with Harpe-Dallas City. Subbing in is number 20, Parker Easton. Huss to trigger in. Wings it to Heath. Three is up, no good, and the rebound chased down is Deverall getting away from the pack. Deverall in the lane. Layup is good. 20-14. A burst of scoring here. Minute 40 left to go, the third quarter.
West Central's putting the heat on, but
I like that, Will. You're learning.
Yes.
On the way by us, that one no good. And Miller cannot save it back inbounds. I will. You're learning, young man.
Yes.
On the way with it, Stanley in the lane. Kick out to Spence. Spence. They wing it to Easton, to Deverall. can afford to be patient. Kelly dribbling down, comes out to Spence. Up top for Stanley. He'll step into three. Almost banked in. Miller the rebound. To Huss to Rotifer. Minute left. Now, this is one of those things. Rotifer slowed it down. Needed to keep pushing it to avoid the pressure. Trapped in the backcourt. Wings it up to Heath. I don't know how he got it in there. Huss with it. Looks at Leisenring. Waiting for Rotifer to come in. Now backed off. Shot on the way. No good. Miller down with it. Tried to get out to Heath. And Stanley says, no, sir, you don't. 50 seconds left in this third quarter. As they bring it in. Wait, into Miller. Miller nearly had it poked away. Loops it out to Heath. Heath wheeling to the middle, over to Rotifer. Rotifer, long three, no good. And Miller, another rebound. He'll put it up. Won't get it to stick, and the rebound, Kelly down with it. Flips it back to Miller. Miller puts it up. He can't get it to go. Light, now back to Miller, shoots again, no good. And Kelly out of there with the rebound. A timeout called by West Central. We're going to take this commercial timeout. This TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
I feel honored for those patients to have chosen me as their provider to begin with. So when they come in, I definitely have to show them respect and try to take care of them the best way I can.
With like having these here.
As we are back here.
Caught in a little banter there.
Yes, going back and forth here as he's learning. We're getting there. As we work here as the 8th grade regional starting up this Saturday. I believe we are on the docket to be here for those as well. Pretty much the same teams over again. It'll be Heat basketball, 26 seconds left, a 20-14 lead. And maybe the Heat looking for the knockout blow at the end of this third quarter of play. And we've got we have Deverall's got blood on his uniform, it looks like. I'm not sure. And they're trying to check over everybody to see who's bleeding. Well, that very well could be. A little bit of Gatorade. They're looking him over. And nobody seems to have so I think maybe they will have to sub him out. Deverall, they're going to have him. So they are going to have to sub someone in, I believe, since they have taken him. So he'll have to change the whole uniform. And they'll have to switch the whole uniform here. As Deverall will have to come out, and Weber will check back in for him. Heat will bring it in bounds here. Spence got a little stall of the game here. Bring it in 24 seconds. Stanley up top with it. Giving a look over, dribbling in the lane, shooting shot. He got it. As I say, the Heat looking for the knockout blow. An 8-point lead here, 10 seconds left. Rotifer dribbles in the backcourt, heaves it up to Heath. Heath with a catch over to Huss. Huss looking to put it up. With 2 with 1, he'll put it up and blocked again by Stanley. So at the end of 3 quarters of play, it is 22-14. The Heat with the lead. Let's take this timeout on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And back here, Will, they're setting up for the fourth quarter of play. Let's talk a little bit. What have the Eagles got to do to get back in this ball game?
Well, not to repeat myself, but I mean, their shots still aren't falling, and especially with their post moves at the bottom, it seems Miller can't get them up, even when he gets the second chance rebounds down there. That's pretty much most they have to work on is the inside stuff in their offense.
And for the Heat, what do they need to keep doing?
More of what they did in the first half. You can see a little bit. They got a little sluggish when the Eagles were on their little run, but just keep up what they're doing pretty much is all they have to do.
It is Stanley, Spence, joined by Weber, Deverell, Kelly, as Kelly gets it in the lane, and nice job by Malachi Miller. And he traveled as he kind of turned and moved, but a nice job to take it away from Kelly. Just underway here in the fourth quarter. We'll have another one for you. South Fulton and West Prairie inbounds to Kelly. Kelly missed it. He's under the basket. Bounced right out to Stanley. He shoots no good. And he'll track it down at half court. Clock is the Heat's friend here. To Deverell in the corner. He'll take a couple fakes. He is number 5 now. Change it from into Kelly. Kelly, a dribble. Out to Weber. Over to Spence. Down to Deverell. And Deverell loops it up. And a blocking foul on Leisenring. And so Leisenring picking it up. Spence will trigger it inbounds. Out to Stanley. He'll pop the corner 3. Go ahead, bud.
Rebound by Miller. Couldn't handle the ball pressure. Fell over. It seems
a foul on Weber.
Foul on Weber.
Malachi Miller's done a pretty good job underneath there.
He has been.
And pressure put on here by the Heat. A really expanded 1-3-1. There's Rotifer. Wings it up to Leisenring. He fires it over to Heath. Heath steps back. Tried to get
Miller.
And Miller going to have it taken away there. And now the Heat will come up with it. Stanley on the run. Looping it over to Weber. Weber, couple dribbles. And remember, the Heat can afford to be very patient here. Into Kelly. Kelly shot on the way, no good off glass. Miller another rebound. And off to Rotifer.
Pressure seems to have backed off a little. Some guys still remain. The long pass.
The touchdown pass up to Leisenring, and Kelly will give the personal. And that's one of those, you love to see the hustle, but you gotta know. You gotta keep those hands out. Heath into Rotifer, long 3, no good. Rebound Leisenring, nice job trying to save it in, but Heath couldn't handle it. And back they'll come the other way.
Brought up by Stanley.
Yep, 4.5 left to go here. Bouncing into Kelly, Kelly going up, got the bucket and the foul. And really been kind of surprised that they haven't been able to establish him a little bit more in the post tonight. As Parker Easton will check in.
Seems with their extra score, they're going for more shots, or maybe the extra effort or defense from the Eagles is slowing them down.
That's the rebound. And now come back the other way. Rotifer across half court. Down to the corner, loops it out to Huss. Huss on the way with the 3. Banks it home. The bank is always open. And that a big shot there for the Heat, makes it 24-17. Stanley back with it, loops it down for Easton. Easton bouncing into Kelly. Bounced it through his legs, but right down there is Deverell. Kind of a lucky bounce there. Rotifer dribbling. And is trapped. Fight for it on the floor. Jump ball. Possession arrow says the Heat. And Rodefer's got to be a little careful there, the way he kind of does that staccato dribble. Very, very close to a double dribble or a carry.
Rodefer bringing it back up. Looks for a three.
And
well, they may be down, but they're not out of this ball game.
3.5 left, 6-point lead. Stanley out. Deverall out to Stanley. He says, I'll get one back. Nope, makes Miller off to Rodefer.
Pressure's put back up.
As Rodefer picks up his dribble. And a 10-second call as Coach Amschler was trying to get a timeout. 10-second violation. Spence will trigger it in here. 3:18 left to go here. Still a fairly close game.
Eagles could take it back. Pass to Eason, back to Spence, to Stanley.
And you're taking my job now.
To Deverall. And lays it up.
Yep.
Pressure is still put on. Rodefer going down back into the trap. Gets the ball back from the tip.
And a timeout called here by Harpe-Dallas City. 2:58 left to go in the game. 28-20 the lead for the Heat. And it's going to be 28-20. As thanks to you, all of you folks coming in here. And, of course, tell your friends we'll be here for Game 2. It'll be South Fulton taking on the West Prairie Cyclones here at Sciota. Cyclones getting the home regional here tonight. McDonough District Hospital and the MDH Rehabilitation Center, located in the Bushnell Macomb, provide athletic trainers who give expert help to area student athletes in the prevention, care, rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. So for this last push here, and the big thing is, one of the things, Will, I've been seeing off and on throughout the game, when Harpe-Dallas City gets the rebound, they need to get out and push before the Heat can get their pressure set up, as they've been kind of waiting and waiting for the Heat to get set up, and then they get going. Rodefer through the lane, driving down. Slows, put up shot, won't get it to go. Rebound, Spence going to flip it back in, Stanley with it. And this is where the thing, where pace becomes big for Stanley and the group.
Popped out of his hands, back to Spence. Spence throws it up, and it's made.
30-20.
Pressure's still up, though. Rodeford tip off to Huss.
And Huss dribbling down just right to the lane. And that's one thing you cannot do if you are the Heat. Lead is still 8. Spence cross court net and
back to Spence.
Deverall in the corner, shot on the way, good.
Rodeford back to Huss, going back into the pressure. Bounce between his legs, he goes for the ball again, but jump ball.
Possession arrow to the Heat. Spence into Stanley.
Back to Spence. Back to Stanley.
It's in, shot on the way, floater no good. And back out again, and down to Easton. Easton gets blocked. Huss able to recover it, throws out to Rodefer. He's on the run. 1-on-3, comes to the corner. Wheels around. Just keeps wheeling, loops it up to Huss, to Heath. Over to Huss. Huss down for Rodefer. He'll put a 3 on the way. Good! They are not out of it.
Not at all. The effort's still going to continue, and Rodefer is still going to try and make his threes.
As Heat come back the other way, and Deverall going to drive it in and put it up and in. As the lead back up to 9. 34 to, oops, and the guy on the scoreboard actually put him on the wrong side. Sorry about that. As it
Experience, they say.
Yeah. You would think that would be the big factor, but 34-25, minute 13 left to go in the game here. And really with the low numbers here for the Harpe-Dallas City Eagles, each team, well, the Harpe-Dallas City with 4 team fouls, you could possibly put the Heat at the line, try to get them to miss some free throws. And so kind of can try to do that. You know, for the Heat, exactly what they're talking about is getting out on the screeners, getting out on the shooters. And for Harpe-Dallas City, they got to set some major screens here. 9-point lead here. Harpe-Dallas City will bring it in.
Back for the pressure from West Central. Rodifers got the ball again, trying to break through their defense.
And he gets a bump block and foul from Dalton Hetrick. And make him bring it in again. Might as well make him work. 5 seconds went off. Ready to throw the inbounds into Rodiford. He'll spot it from deep and miss it. Kelly down at the rebound, and
Miller's fighting for it.
Yep. Jump ball. Possession arrow stays with Harpe-Dallas City. Haven't gone under a minute yet. Heath the trigger. Rodiford kind of dancing around, doing a circle. Huss with it now.
Huss dribbling it back in.
Wanted
for the thought.
Yep, wanted the step back 3, couldn't do it.
Back to Rodiford, dribbling a bit back in. Goes for the 3.
And got it. Wow. 34-28, 40 seconds left. They bring it out. Hetrick, shot on the way, no good. And they're going to whistle a foul on Miller. And honestly, if you're the Heat, you just basically want to work the ball around. The clock is your friend. Spence looks to trigger. Into Deverall. Deverall wheeling and gets it out to Stanley. Stanley can just kind of stand there off to Spence. They can just run time here.
To Deverall back again.
And that one's stolen away. Exactly what they could not do.
Huss is bringing it out. Huss with a shot.
And that one, we got a foul, Leisenring. And pick up the personal.
Got less than 20 seconds on the clock here, like you were saying. The time is on West Central side. It seems La Harpe has got to do something here, but first they're going to call a timeout.
I think they're going to substitute here. It looks like Owen Gerald and Cruz Castillo will come in. As they're going to get some guys in with 17 seconds left here in the ball game. You see the West Prairie fans starting to file in. We'll have West Prairie and South Fulton coming up for you here in just a few moments. Well, actually, we'll take probably about a 10 to 15 minute break and then be back with the Rebels and the Cyclones here this evening. Glad you've been alongside for basketball action here tonight. Glad we could bring you a special presentation tonight and kind of throughout this week. Folks, we were really, really, really lucky that we had a lull in the schedule where we could bring you in our high school schedule, kind of had a lull here so we could bring you some of these junior high games. With our crew, not always a possibility, but going to be one here. As Stanley with the inbound, and a surprise, La Harpe's not pressuring here.
Back to Spence.
And I believe they're maybe conceding it. Spence over to Stanley, into Kelly. Kelly out to Deverall. We work it down, and that's going to wrap things up here as Leisenring nearly got the steal, and that's your final score. The La Harpe-Dallas City Eagles fall at the hands of the Heat, but gave it one whale of a try. So the West Central Heat into the championship game coming up on this Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. That is going to wrap up this broadcast. If you want to see game number 2 of the evening, we will see you on our other stream. And folks, as I always say, thanks for tuning us in. Thanks for turning us on. This has been TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.